Unit 1. Vocabulary and Listening. Exercises 3 and 4.
Today, we're talking to professional collector Bill Race. He buys and sells action figures. So, Bill, when did you first start collecting things?
I started collecting action figures when I was 11. Sometimes I bought them with pocket money, or they were presents.
And who gave them to you?
Well, my uncle was living in the United States, and he sent me all the really popular Star Wars figures. I also began to collect comics at that time.
So, when did you start to sell things?
I sold my first action figure when I was 18. It was a Batman figure. I sold it for £50, but I'd bought it for only £2. It was still in its original box. Never get rid of the boxes. Things are always more valuable in their boxes.
Interesting. Have you got any other tips for young collectors?
Remember, brand new things can sell for more money. A brand new and rare Luke Skywalker figure from the 1970s sold for $25,000 recently.
Wow, that's a lot.
Of course, most people want to play with the figures, but people pay more for undamaged items. So keep your figures in a tough container in a safe place. But don't worry if something is a bit damaged. It doesn't mean that it's worthless.
That's good to know.
Oh, and don't get rid of the things you collect. Unpopular things can suddenly become popular.
OK, what's your most important tip?
Just enjoy collecting. And don't worry if things aren't fashionable now. I always collect the things I love. And who knows? They might even become fashionable in the future.
Great. Thanks for coming on the programme, Bill.
Unit 1. Reading. Exercise 1.
Twinsters. One day, 25-year-old Samantha Futterman was checking her Facebook account at home in Los Angeles when she received a friend request from a French woman called Anaïs. She looked at Anaïs's photo in surprise. It reminded her of someone. Herself. They looked exactly the same. Samantha then received an online message from Anaïs, who had discovered some fascinating information. Both Samantha and Anaïs were born on the 19th of November 1987 in South Korea, and they were adopted at birth by parents from another country. Anaïs had grown up in France and Samantha in the United States, both thinking that they didn't have any brothers or sisters. Anaïs and Samantha soon started speaking on Skype. They agreed that they were probably identical twins and that they needed to take a quick DNA test. Anaïs was studying in London, so Samantha travelled to meet her. Of course, they immediately recognized each other. They took a DNA test and received the result. They were identical twins. Anaïs and Samantha decided to travel to South Korea together. They sent a message to their birth mother, but sadly she didn't want to meet them. They wrote her a letter, and they thanked her for giving them life. Following these experiences, Anaïs and Samantha made a documentary film of their incredible story. A friend had helped them to film the events as they happened in real life. They later used the videos in their film, Twinsters, which is well worth watching.
Unit 2. Vocabulary and Listening. Exercises 3 and 4.
Hello, Rebecca. How have you found your first year here at college and the subjects you chose to study?
I've been happy here since I started, and I'm pleased with my choice of subjects. I haven't got bored with them so far.
That's good to hear, Rebecca.
Yes, my teachers are really good, and they've helped me get into the lessons and get used to studying in a new environment. I've enjoyed drama more than anything.
And have you got involved in anything else?
Well, I've done some fantastic plays and concerts. It's been good to get together with other drama students outside class.
Hi, James. Have you enjoyed your first year here?
To be honest, I found the transition from school to college quite difficult so far.
Really?
Yeah. At first I was pleased about getting the chance to study what I wanted.
Yes.
But I haven't got a lot out of the subjects that I've chosen. I decided to do all science subjects, and I'm not sure that was right for me.
And what about life outside lessons?
Well, I found it a bit difficult to get to know other students too, but I've made a couple of good friends.
Hello, Marcus. How has this first year been for you?
Well, I found it hard when I first started, and I nearly dropped out. But things soon got better.
Good. What about your lessons?
I've got a lot out of the science and engineering courses that I chose. I feel like I'm getting ready for the world of work.
That's important.
And the teachers have already helped us to get in touch with local businesses. I'm doing work experience this summer.
That all sounds great.
Unit 2. Reading. Exercise 1.
The school that switched off. A secondary school in Tarporley, Northern England, is beginning an unusual experiment. The students have decided to stop using social media for a week. Day 1. Time to switch off your phone. It's day 1, and all 1,000 students at the school have agreed to avoid social media. They've stopped using Twitter and Instagram, as well as Facebook and YouTube. However, they're still allowed to make phone calls and send emails or text messages. Day 5. Life without social media isn't easy. It's now day 5, and the students are counting the days to the end. Everybody has been trying hard, but around 1 in 4 people have dropped out. However, some students have seen the advantages of life without Facebook, and they've been trying out other things. 15-year-old Georgia says, "I've been looking at newspapers and magazines and talking to my parents." Day 7. Most students drop out. It's the last day. The truth is that only 200 students have finished the week without going on social media. Some students have had problems contacting their friends because they don't have their phone numbers. They normally use online chat to make plans. Conclusions. The experiment has been worth it. Some students have learned that they spend over 2 hours a day on social media. The school librarian has a very positive view of the event. She says that she's never seen students borrow so many books before.
Unit 3. Vocabulary and Listening. Exercise 3.
Hello?
Hey, Elliot. Are you still at the shopping centre?
Yes, I'm in that new clothes shop.
Ah, perfect.
Oh no. What do you want me to do now?
Well, you know I'm going to Natasha's party tomorrow evening.
Yes.
Well, I've got a problem. I've just looked at my shirt and it's got a hole in the front.
And don't tell me. You want me to get you a new one?
Well...
Okay. What size are you?
small. Can you get one that's good value? You know, not too expensive.
I can't see any small ones. I'll have a look on the shelves for your size. But look, nothing's cheap here or on special offer. It's all quite expensive.
Okay. But I still want you to get me a shirt. I'll call back in 5 minutes.
Unit 3, Vocabulary and Listening. Exercise 4.
Hello?
Hi, how's it going?
Well, there's good news and bad news. I found a good shirt, but they've only got it in extra large.
Great.
The good news is that I've ordered a small one for you. It's £25.
But I'll have nothing to wear tomorrow.
It's all right. They're going to deliver it between 9 and 10 tomorrow morning. You can try it on at home.
Okay.
It's okay if it doesn't fit. You can return it to the shop, but you need to leave the label on.
Right.
If necessary, you can exchange it at the checkout on the first floor, but you must keep the receipt.
I'm sure it'll fit. Thanks, Elliot.
No problem.
Unit 3, Reading. Exercise 1.
This month, how shops make you buy things. As consumers, we're becoming better at understanding how shops make us buy products. However, they're always thinking of new techniques. In this month's newsletter, I'm going to explain some of these techniques based on my experience as marketing manager for a department store. Don't forget to look up or down. One technique is for shops to put luxury brands at eye level on the shelves. These products are more expensive, so retailers want you to put them in your shopping basket. Good value products are on lower or higher shelves, so look up or down if you want to save money. Avoid the end of the aisles. When shops want to promote products, they put them at the end of the aisles, so shoppers notice them. However, you won't always get a good deal. A typical promotion is 3 for the price of 2. But often, when you calculate the discount, it isn't much. Always think, how much am I really going to save if I buy these? Be careful when shopping for clothes. Clothes shops have their own rules. In some shops, the clothes are on tables, and you might see the shop assistants making them untidy. Yes, untidy. Why? It makes shoppers think that everybody has been looking at them and that they're really fashionable. Keep vigilant. Over your lifetime, you'll visit the shopping centre many times, so it's important to learn to plan what you want to buy before you start shopping. Then you won't be a victim of the sales techniques in this newsletter. Look out for next month's newsletter. I'll explain how online shops make you spend more.
Unit 4, Vocabulary and Listening. Exercises 3 and 4.
Welcome to our weekly Brain First podcast. Today, we're going to hear from Dr. Karen Lloyd about how learning a musical instrument can benefit your brain and mood. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. We're going to look at 3 areas today: IQ and memory, concentration, and emotions. So let's start with IQ and memory. Now, you may not know that playing an instrument like the piano is a very complex process, and it uses nearly every part of your brain. It's actually the same as working out, but for your brain, not your body. Evidence suggests that learning a musical instrument may change the power and shape of parts of your brain. It can improve your memory, and it could even increase your IQ.
I'd certainly like to improve my memory.
Another important area is concentration. When playing an instrument, you read the music and then change this information into hand movements, and you do this again and again. This can help to develop the part of the brain we use for concentration. If musicians didn't concentrate, they wouldn't be able to play with other people.
Could you explain that further?
Well, if you turn on the radio and listen to classical music, you'll understand. You often hear the orchestra speed up or slow down, for example. If they're not concentrating, it can all go wrong.
Yes.
Finally, your emotions are also affected. Learning to play an instrument helps people to express their feelings, and this can reduce stress. You may notice that you calm down and relax while playing. Overall, learning an instrument has benefits for both the brain and mood. If you don't play one, you should think about learning.
Well, I certainly am now. Thank you, Dr. Lloyd.
Unit 4. Reading. Exercise 1. Ask design expert Zoe.
Dear Zoe, I sometimes find it difficult to get to sleep, so I'd love to know about relaxing colours to paint my bedroom. Lizzie.
Creating an atmosphere of relaxation is all about choosing the right colour. A recent study showed that some colours are better for sleep than others. The research found that the best colours were blue, yellow and green, while the worst ones were brown and purple. In my experience, the tone is important too, so if you're worried about sleep, you could choose some blue paint, but avoid anything bright coloured. A pale green-toned blue might work well.
Hi, Zoe. My dad has offered to paint my bedroom. I think dark grey or black walls are cool, but he's being annoying and says that's depressing. Jack.
You might think your dad's a bit narrow-minded, but he's right. Dark grey or black just aren't good colours for a bedroom. Black could make your room appear a lot smaller. Also, a study on colour by a well-respected university found that people often associated grey with bad weather, and that it brought out negative feelings like sadness and boredom. There must be other colours that you like. How about a nice green?
Hi, Zoe. My room looks a bit old-fashioned, so I'd like to paint it. I've got exams soon, and I have problems concentrating when I study there. Finley.
What about a deep shade of red? It's in fashion at the moment, and many people say that red stimulates the mind. Evidence from research strongly suggests that red can help people to concentrate on detailed projects. So it could be perfect for you. However, a whole room in red will be intense and could make you feel stressed. So A low-priced solution might be to paint just one wall.
Unit 5, Vocabulary and Listening, Exercises 3 and 4.
Welcome to this week's Science World. Today we're going to hear from two students, Tara Edwards and Dylan Jones, about an unusual science lesson at their school.
If you'd visited our school yesterday, you would have seen a surprising video in our science class. On the video, thousands of school students were having a science lesson from a new teacher. But the teacher wasn't in their classroom, he was in space, and he was travelling at 27,600 kilometres an hour.
Yes, the new teacher was astronaut Tim Peake, who was on the International Space Station for 6 months. In a 20-minute video call to Planet Earth, he answered a lot of questions from students in classrooms across the UK.
And what were the questions?
One student, Matthew, was worried about threats to life on the space station and asked, "Is there a possibility of a meteor hitting the International Space Station?" Another student asked, "Why doesn't space have any gravity?" Surprisingly, there were no questions about aliens.
After answering the questions, Tim also did some experiments with gravity. The students told the astronaut to do different things, like turn around, touch your feet, and drink some water. And they could then see the effects of zero gravity on his body. He also removed his hands from the microphone and it floated and moved around in the air.
Tim also explained about changes to the human body in space. The heart starts to beat more slowly in zero gravity, and astronauts need to do 2 hours of exercise every day, usually running or cycling. If they didn't do any exercise, their hearts would get smaller.
Thanks, Dylan and Tara. Around 300,000 students enjoyed having that science lesson with Tim. If you go to our radio station website, you'll find a link to a video of the lesson so you can watch it at home.
Unit 5, Reading, Exercise 1. An enthusiastic inventor with a practical new idea?
If you go to popular music festivals like Glastonbury, you'll see the same thing. On the last day, everybody says goodbye to their friends before starting the journey home. However, some people leave behind something important: their tent. Why? They don't want to put it away. They can buy a cheap one again next summer. British University student Amanda Campbell worked at festivals in the holidays, so she'd seen people leave behind their camping equipment. She started investigating and found out that over 1 in 5 festival goers leave their tents at festivals. This creates over 400 tons of rubbish each year. So Amanda decided to design a tent made from biodegradable materials. At first, she developed a tent from cardboard. However, when she tested and examined it, she discovered that it was very heavy to carry. She then adapted her design and experimented with organic materials from plants. In the end, Amanda developed the Compotent. It's a light, waterproof tent that biodegrades in 120 days. Amanda is making the first tents by hand, so they'll cost about £100. She hopes to produce the tents in a factory soon
and they'll only cost about £40, a similar price to many low-cost tents. Inventing the tent was a very positive experience for Amanda. People have reacted well to the new product, and they've given her encouragement. She's won an award from her university too. Look out for her tents at music festivals in the future.
Unit 6. Vocabulary and Listening. Exercises 3 and 4.
Welcome to In Your Area. This week we're talking about work experience. I'd like to welcome Marie Bell, who is responsible for work experience programs in the Oxford area. We'll also hear from two students, Chris and Emma. Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
So Marie, you're going to tell us about a particularly interesting work experience program not far from here.
Yes, that's right. We're lucky to be near the centre of the British Formula One motorsport industry.
People call the area Motorsport Valley, don't they?
That's right. And one of the Formula One companies, Williams, offers work experience to secondary school students. It benefits a number of young people each year, including Chris and Emma.
Yes, we did a programme in July called 5 Days in the Life of Williams, and it was really cool.
We arrived early every morning and spent all day learning about the science and engineering behind Formula One cars. There was a lot of new information, so it was a challenging experience, but very rewarding too. I really enjoyed myself.
How did you get a place on the programme?
It's quite difficult. You have to do a phone interview and talk about yourself, and being good at maths is beneficial.
You need to be confident with numbers too.
And very hard-working. It definitely isn't a programme for couch potatoes.
What did you enjoy most about the work experience?
I found it a very sociable experience. I liked that. We had to introduce ourselves to everyone on the first day and soon became friends. It builds your confidence too, working with others on an important project.
Well, it sounds like a fantastic programme, which can both challenge and reward students. Anything you'd like to add, Marie?
Yes! Students who want to apply for next year can find more information through the In Your Area website.
Thank you all for joining us today.
Unit 6. Reading. Exercise 1.
A.
Ashima Shiraishi is a teenage rock climber from New York. She's one of the best young climbers of all time, and she's already broken many records.
B.
Shiraishi is an expert in bouldering, a type of rock climbing without ropes, which involves climbing over boulders, very large rocks. You need to use special climbing shoes for the sport, and it isn't for everyone because you can easily hurt yourself if you fall.
C.
You don't become a talented climber like Shiraishi overnight. She first started teaching herself to rock climb in Central Park, New York, at the age of 6. Her Japanese parents understood that their daughter was unusual and definitely not one of life's followers. So they organized special climbing lessons for her themselves and watched her become better and better.
D.
Climbers might seem like loners, but Shiraishi has a lot of friends at school. Journalists sometimes think she's an introvert because she gives short answers to their questions. However, she's an extrovert on social media where she chats with friends and followers.
E.
Shiraishi is the youngest person ever to climb some of the most difficult types of boulders in the world. She recently spent her school holidays climbing some dangerous rocks in Santillana in northeast Spain, where she became the first female of any age to complete the routes.
F.
Teenagers like Shiraishi don't come along often, only once in a blue moon. In 2015, she was chosen by Time magazine as one of the top teenagers of the year. We're certain to see more of Shiraishi. She's already at the top of her game, but can she go any higher?
Unit 7. Vocabulary and Listening. Exercises 4 and 5.
And now over to our correspondent, Kate Ross, who's on the phone from Spain with news of an archaeological discovery. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning from Tamares, where an incredible 600 kilograms of ancient Roman coins have been unearthed by construction workers. The coins were accidentally found on the 27th of April while the workers were putting in new water pipes.
Wow, 600 kilograms of coins. And are they in good condition?
Yes, the coins were preserved in 19 large Roman jugs, and 10 of those were completely unbroken. They were found in a park, and they were located just 1 meter under the ground.
Amazing.
Of course, the construction work stopped so that archaeologists from Seville Museum could remove the jugs from the ground and carefully examine them.
And can you tell us more about the Romans in this region?
The Romans were in the Iberian Peninsula for around 600 years, from 218 BC until the early 5th century. The coins have been dated to the 3rd and 4th centuries because they show images of 2 Roman emperors, Maximian and Constantine. Interestingly, the coins were in very good condition because they were buried soon after they were made. And they could be worth several million euros. It is thought that the coins were kept to pay soldiers and other important workers in that part of the Roman Empire.
And what's the future for the coins?
A spokeswoman said that all the coins will be displayed at the museum in Seville, so visitors will be able to see the coins for themselves. It will certainly be an impressive sight.
Thank you, Kate.
Unit 7. Reading. Exercise 2. Bridges Urban Sports Park, Belfast. A.
The park was opened in 2011, and it was designed to turn an old industrial site into a public space. It is situated 5 minutes' walk from Belfast city centre in Little Patrick Street, BT15 1BA. The nearest car park is next door and costs £3 for the day. The park provides some of the most modern leisure facilities in the area for skateboarding, parkour and BMXing. It is open from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Remember to follow these safety rules. Always use safety equipment. A helmet is essential. Make sure your equipment is in good condition. Avoid skating or cycling when there is water on the surfaces. They are more dangerous in wet weather. Please note, anybody who doesn't follow the above rules will be asked to leave immediately.
B.
Here's the next stop on my tour of UK urban sports parks, and this place gets 10 out of 10 for the coolest location. It's located right under a massive motorway, a few minutes from the centre of Belfast. I got here at 9 a.m, so I was feeling more tired than usual, but I soon got into the action. I tried out the big rectangular bowl first, The surface was smoother than others I've used. Then I went on to the quarter pipe, well designed and awesome for BMXers like me. There are plenty of other things to do here, and I'd definitely recommend the place. The only thing I'd say is that it gets really noisy when there's loads of heavy traffic. It's worse at rush hour times, so it's best to avoid those.
Unit 8. Vocabulary and Listening. Exercises 3 and 4. 1.
Hello. Can I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Michael. Michael Baldini.
And what happened to you?
I was playing hockey earlier. I'm the goalie, and the ball hit me in the face. I wasn't wearing protective gear, and I've got this bruise on my eye.
OK, the nurse will look at that.
Thanks.
2.
Good afternoon. What's your name, please?
Tony Davis.
How can we help you?
I've been outside today. I was sitting in the sun for a long time.
Oh dear. Are you burnt?
Yes, I burn easily. Oh, it's here, on my shoulders.
OK, I'll tell the nurse.
Great.
3.
Hello, can you give me your name?
It's May Silver.
And what can we do for you?
It's my arm.
OK.
Well, actually, it's my wrist. I sprained my wrist yesterday. I was running for the bus when I fell over. It's a bad sprain.
Perhaps the doctor should look at it.
Thanks.
4.
Good afternoon. What's your name, please?
Jill Riley.
And how can I help you?
I've broken my leg. I broke it last week. I was climbing in the mountains near here. It was quite a serious break, and I was in hospital.
OK.
Well, it's hurting a lot again today.
I'll ask the doctor to look at it.
OK. Thank you.
5.
Hello. What's your name?
It's Peter Chan.
What can I do to help you?
Oh, I've come about my leg. Well, it's my knees. I've cut my knees. I fell off my mountain bike.
Right. I'll ask the nurse to look at them as soon as possible.
Thanks.
6.
Hello there. Can you tell me your name, please?
It's Sally Newman.
And why are you here today?
I've injured my finger badly. I closed my finger in a door, and I think I've broken it. It could be a bad break.
The doctor should look at that.
Thanks.
Cumulative Review. Starter Unit to Unit 2. Exercises 4 and 5.
Have you ever used a camera before?
Yeah, of course. I borrowed my brother's camera a lot. That was before he broke it. But I've never come across one like this.
Yes, not many people have seen this type of camera. It's brand new. It's only just come in. It's got an amazing zoom for a small camera, and it's not very expensive.
Oh, right, I see. That's good. It's quite small, isn't it?
Yes, and light too. It also comes inside a really tough bag, and you can carry it around in that, which is very useful.
Good. Can you show me how to use it?
Sure. As you can imagine, with all pieces of technology, you need to be quite careful with it. Don't forget to hold it like this, with your hand through the safety strap. The most important thing is to avoid dropping it, because you can break the screen at the back.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm pretty good at looking after cameras or phones, and I hardly ever break things. Now, where do you turn it on? You press that, don't you?
Yes. Press the button at the top on the right.
Right. And how do I take a picture?
Well, to take photos, use this black button here, touch it once to focus, and hold it down to take a photo. It's really easy to get used to.
Cool. Well, thanks for showing me. I'll have a good think about it, and I'll make up my mind. Perhaps I'll come back tomorrow.
Great. Thank you.
Cumulative review. Starter unit to Unit 4. Exercises 4 and 5.
Welcome to Customer Choice, the radio programme for consumers. Today, we'll be looking at the future of something that many of you are wearing on your feet right now, sports shoes or trainers. Trainers are big business for producers and retailers. For example, one group of retailers sold more than 10 million pairs of trainers last year in shopping centres across the UK. With me today is an expert on sports brands and sports marketing, Adam Khan. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you.
So what are the new things to look out for in the world of trainers?
I think we'll see two important changes in the next 20 years. Firstly, the big companies will make more of their trainers from used materials. These will appeal to people who are worried about the environment.
Ah, yes.
And we've seen this already. For example, last year, one large company made a new brand of trainer from recycled waste. This waste all came from the oceans. Each pair of trainers contained 11 plastic bottles.
Wow, fantastic. And what's the other big change?
Some of the important companies are talking about using 3D printers to make trainers.
3D printers?
Yes, the idea is that you go into a sports shop and the shop assistant scans your feet. Then the 3D printer in the shop makes a pair of trainers that fit perfectly.
Cool! Amazing!
This could reduce waste and also be good for the environment. You see, the shops won't have to get rid of the trainers on their shelves that they don't sell.
Great!
Of course, the plans for the 3D printers aren't going to happen soon, perhaps in 15 years' time.
OK. Well, it sounds like a wonderful idea. Thank you, Adam, for talking to us.
Cumulative review. Starter unit to Unit 6. Exercises 4 and 5.
Hi, David, Maya and Sophia. How's your project on the exploration of Mars? Is it going well?
Yes, thanks. We found a lot of useful information already.
Yes, it's going really well.
Great! Now, I'm interested in hearing your opinions on this question.
Oh, yes?
If you had the chance, would you go on the first space flight to Mars? Remember, it would take 7 months to get there. You first, David.
The first space flight to Mars. That's a good question. Well, I'm very interested in studying space exploration, but I think it would be a very challenging experience, especially the long journey. That would worry me. And to be honest, I'm not someone who's adventurous. There's no doubt in my mind that you would need to be completely fearless. I'm a bit of a realist, and I know that it wouldn't be for me.
And what about you, Maya?
If you had asked me that question last year, I would have said no. But I've been thinking more and more about space exploration. And I believe that one day there really will be a flight to Mars and astronauts will explore the planet. When you think about it, someone would need to go. And people say that I'm confident, and I consider myself to be pretty independent too. Plus, I want to study something to do with space at university. So it could be me. Yes, why not?
Great. And you, Sophia?
It's hard to imagine travelling to Mars. The whole thing would be really stressful, and also I'd be worried about what I would find on the planet. In my opinion, there would be a lot of dangers there. And if you think about it, there wouldn't be a big chance of you coming back. So, no.
OK. Thanks.
Cumulative review. Starter unit to Unit 8. Exercises 4 and 5.
And one final piece of news. Local people have been complaining about skateboarders in the city centre, and last night the local council decided to take action. They announced a plan to ban skateboarding in all public spaces in the centre of the city, including pedestrian walkways, bike lanes and car parks. Offenders may have to pay up to £100 if they are caught. A spokesperson for the council said that they had opened a large skate park last year and skateboarders didn't need to go on the streets. So earlier, we sent our reporter Daniela Smith onto the streets to ask people what they thought about this plan.
Hello. What do you think about the plan to ban skateboarders from the city centre?
Oh, yes, I read about it online this morning. Skateboarding isn't really a big problem here, and most skateboarders stop when people come along, so I'm not worried. Skateboarding is also good exercise, better than sitting at home.
And what do you think about offenders paying £100?
I think it's too harsh. And the police should stop real crimes like mugging or pickpocketing.
Thank you. And on to the next person. What is your opinion about banning skateboarders from public spaces here?
As far as I can see, it isn't such a bad idea. There are too many skateboarders in the city centre, and they're annoying. A large skate park was built last year with plenty of space in it, so they should go there.
And what about paying £100?
That's about right, in my opinion. Especially if they're caught more than once.
OK, thank you. And that's the end of my report on the streets.
So that was Daniela earlier today. Now we need to wait and see if skateboarding really will be banned.